Welcome to this week's Your Practice Mastered podcast. My name is Richard James, and today the question is, are you operating your law firm above the line or below the line? Fundamentally, the question leads to, is fear driving your decisions in the way that you run your law firm? At our last Partners Club event, I shared a concept where you'll want to create your future rather than managing your future. And what we want to discuss is how the above the line, below the line concept shows up in some of these stages. So just for the sake of a reminder, you have 7 stages: deciding, recruiting, onboarding, training, managing, leading, and scaling your firm. As we're moving through these stages, it's you, the owner of the firm, that is ultimately responsible for the decision-making process and for reacting to what happened. Whether you're a keep it small, keep it all firm, you are the one that's forced to make the difficult decisions. If you're a manager level firm, level 2, and you're going through what we call hell, it's that stage between 1.2 million and 3 million where you don't have enough money to replace yourself. And so you have to do all the jobs, but at the same time, you're very busy because you're growing rapidly. It is you that's going to make all these decisions, and you've got a lot of stress on you. If you're a level 3 owner and you're the CEO and you've achieved that 3 million and above to, like, to say that 5, 6, 7 million, depending on practice area, now we're in the position where it's still going to be you that all the tough decisions are going to come to. Let's say you get to the investor level and you get to that 6, 7, 8, 10, $20 million level. You're not the CEO anymore. However, you are the chairman of the board. And when a tough decision shows up, you're the one that's going to have to deal with it. And the way in which you manage yourself in these situations is what we call above the line, below the line. So the line represents fear. And are we acting above the line or are we acting below the line? Robert Kiyosaki gets credit for inventing this many years ago in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it's been used through the years by management consultants and mental health therapists as a tool to give leaders, managers, and owners the opportunity to look at a framework for them and their team. Are they operating above the line, below the line? Look, if you want more information about this, or if you want to dive deeper on this idea of the stages of creating your law firm rather than managing your law firm, from deciding all the way to scaling, then I highly recommend you visit thelawfirmsecret.com. We've got some great tools over there that you can access. You can certainly schedule some time to talk with us if you'd like. We'd love to walk alongside you. Above the line is where you coach, create, and challenge. Below the line, fear kicked in and you acted as a victim, you acted as a villain, or you acted as the hero. In the decision-making phase, you're deciding whether or not you should add a team member. If you're acting below the line, this is, I had somebody quit on me and they were disappointing me anyway. This always happens to me. I can't believe we can't find good quality help. These darn millennials or these darn Gen Z never work right. I'm just going to go do it myself. Victim, villain, hero, right? Villain, hero. Above the line, well, it looks like whatever system we use to attract talent isn't working. I think I need to challenge myself and my team to run better ads and find better sources of talent. And let's see if we can think about this process differently and challenge ourselves to create a new system of hiring and onboarding to try to find the right team member. Below the line, somebody quit. I feel like I have to hire them right away. I need them now because I can't imagine a world in which we don't have this person because all of these bad things are going to happen to me, or I'm going to have to be the hero. Said differently, above the line, somebody quit on the team, and despite the fact that we need them now, we're going to go back to the system and we're going to do it right. Now, is it easy? No. Is it simple? Fairly, but it's not easy. Let's go all the way to the management stage, right? Let's say you've got a paralegal and they come to you and say, boss, I just made a mistake. I just sent a confidential document to opposing counsel that they weren't supposed to have about our client. Below the line, what is wrong with you? Haven't I told this to you 1,000 times? Do you know what's going to happen to our firm? Do you know how bad this makes us and me? Just tell me who it has to go to. I'll go deal with it. Victim, villain, hero. Above the line, Sally, I'm going to need a minute because I got to be honest with you, that triggers an emotional response for me. Can we come back in 15 minutes and talk about this? Great. 15 minutes later, Sally, you and I both know this is a big deal, but let's unpack it a little bit. So first, we got to figure out how to manage the situation. So I need you to come up with an action plan for me as to how we're going to go forward. Second, I recognize this doesn't happen to you often, and you usually don't make these mistakes, but it happened and it is a big deal. And so we do need to now create some sort of plan to avoid having this happen again. So I'm going to challenge you to create that. Can you have that to me in the next hour so that we could review your plan and see how we're going to manage this going forward? Does it work perfectly like that? No. But is that a decent framework? Yes. The question is, are you triggered as an attorney and as a leader and as a business owner because you're in chaos and you're working 14, 15-hour days and you're exhausted, you're not living a very balanced life, and consequently you find yourself acting below the line more often than you'd like? And so the question is, are we acting above the line or below the line? So I'll tell you personally, as a leader, right, you need to know that this comes from a heart of a leader who has made all of these mistakes. I'm not teaching you this because I believe that I'm better than you. Far from it. I was really bad at this. I was easily triggered and I was able to go below the line fast. And I treated my team poorly. And it was because I thought I was supposed to. In some ways, society and the books I read trained me on this. And in some ways, my mentors taught me this because that's kind of how they did things. As a leader who's done this both ways, I have had companies that have operated out of fear for when the boss is going to lose their temper. And I now have a company that we operate more out of love, and they realize the boss is doing his best to not be angry and to do his best to act above the line. If you're going to get things done in your law firm, until we can hire robots from Elon Musk that are fully programmed and automated and have AI and full capabilities, you're going to need to work with humans. And so finding the right human is essential. Filtering out the wrong humans is essential. But in order for you to win in business in a law firm setting, in order for you to work with your team, you have to demonstrate for your team how to act above the line, not below the line. And if you find yourself constantly going below the line, this isn't me shaming you. This is me just telling you you're making your job harder than it needs to be. Acting below the line only gets you more trouble and more pain and keeps you in hell longer. So if you want to build a better law firm, learn to act above the line, not below the line. But if you want to build a better law firm today, I challenge you. Let's do it standing above the line,